Major things today, as you can see by the links on the underneath the Friday 5:30. We're gonna start with the zipping and submitting of May notebook checks. You can either do a Vercel deploy, where you upload it to a GitHub repository and then create a new Vercel project. I'm going to show you how to do that second, because we've already done that. We've already done that before. But I'm also going to show you how to zip up your folder if your Vercel deploy hasn't been working or something's been not just, if you'd rather not, I totally understand because of how frustrating it's been. You have this option as well. Once we finish that, I'm going to talk about this gathering portfolio evidence assignment that's due tonight at midnight. It is 5 questions. It's very easy. You'll be able to finish it by the end of the period. Kind of in the same line of thinking as your entry task. So I'm going to show you how to zip your files. I'll do a quick deploy reminder, just kind of speed through it as a refresher, and then we'll introduce that final prep assignment. Your job today is to submit the required assignments. There's a couple resources here that will be consistent with as we go through the final, which there's a new module in Canvas called Finals for you to see everything you'll need to complete. But there's a couple things there about a portfolio in general and a web design specific one that'll help you focus on what you want to include in your portfolio. Okay, so that's what we're doing. I'm going to start with the May notebook checks, how to zip them up. It's exactly the same thing as unzipping them, just you're going in the opposite direction. So when you zip up a file, or when you zip up a folder more specifically, you are preserving or keeping the configured folder structure within. So this is really useful when you're working with other designers or just in general with a wide variety of files. Graphic designers work with a lot of files. Video game designers work with a lot of files. Music producers there's a ton of different file types, and zipping things up is a very frequent practice. So this is something you need to know how to do. It is very, very simple, thankfully. How you do it is in your File Explorer, you're going to go to where your May project lives. For me, it's pretty deep. Hi, good morning. For me, it's pretty deep in my organizational system, which and honestly is a little too organized. Thank you. Where is it? May 2025, Benjamin Blakeney, right here. So once you find your file, if you double click on it, it should have 22 items at least. It's okay if you have more, but you should have 22 items contained within your folder. This is what we've been working in VS Code. It's exactly the same thing that you can see here, just instead we're looking at the files instead of the code itself. Okay. Remember, this guy up here is called your path because it's the path that your computer takes from start to finish. I'm going to write end, actually. Start to end, showing us where all of our stuff is stored. Okay? So if you look on the path, we cannot be in the folder that we're trying to zip while we're trying to zip it. This is like trying to zip your arm into your backpack and expecting to be able to pull out of it. You're still going to have a little bit of armhole, right? So we need to go back a level to whatever folder is right before your project in the path. So for me, it's admin. For you, it's probably documents, or maybe a folder called web design. Maybe you've got something semester 2. Maybe you've got something Blakeney. I have no idea. But you want to be able to see your entire folder unzipped like so. Okay? It's literally so simple. All you do is click on the folder so that it's selected. If you don't have the checkboxes, you just want to make sure that you can see the white outline like this. You right-click. You go down to Compress To. This used to be called Send To. So if you're working on an older computer or maybe a different operating system like Linux or Mac OS, it might have a different name like Compress or Encrypt or Send To, whatever. Point is, for Windows, it's called Compress To, and we're going to compress it to a zip file. Okay? And now, that's going to put the compressed zip file in the exact same folder where the original one lives. And it does take a little bit of time. Apparently this has about 2 minutes. So
It's compressed, right?
compressed to zip file. And then it should just put it right in the same spot. So the annoying part, if you think about compress in a scientific way, that means to make more dense, right? it would lighten the mass while reducing the volume. I'm pretty sure. I'm obviously not a scientist. That's unfortunately not true for web design. Our folder is going to be exactly the same amount of data storage. So if you're trying to compress something to save hard drive space, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. It's not something with mass. About 1 hour and 5 minutes remaining. I really hope that's not true, because it was just at 2 minutes. Okay, now we're back to 9 minutes. Okay, computers can smell fear. They're like printers, so we're just going to pretend that we can't see that number. We're going to ignore that. Okay, while that's compressing, yours is also going to take a second, just like unzipping does. I want to talk briefly about the final assignment, the first of your final. Your final is in multiple parts. The first one is called Gathering Portfolio Evidence. Okay, so we're just going to wait. I'm going to leave this little guy hanging out over here. Let's go back to your agenda and take a look at Gathering Portfolio Evidence. Weekly agenda, Friday. There's this guy right here called Final Prep Assignment 1 of X. Because I'm running the final. I like to run my finals in a new way each class semester, so I don't know how many assignments there will be. It will be less than 10. We're not going to do 10 tiny little projects for one complete final. But I don't know how many it will currently be. So, you'll see this guy right here is due tonight at midnight. 5 questions, well technically 6, but 5 questions, one of them 2 parts. What I want you to do is answer the questions below about your professional experience in more detail in the text box. Think of this like your content wireframe or your draft for what you're eventually going to put on your final portfolio site. Okay? So the first question, elaborate on your entry task posting. Why is that professional experience valuable? Describe a time you encountered a professional obstacle and how you overcame it. What did that teach you about yourself? How does it improve your work? I want to know your work history that you think is important to employers. So employers in this industry are looking for people with experience related to tech, comp sci, art and design, any type of communications. All those things are good for a web design portfolio. If you don't have any work experience in that regard, what would you like to learn about those industries? Excuse me. You can count your class experience, like experience in my class or experience in Sakti Kumar's class, Brown's class. Who else teaches comp sci? I think it's just the 3 of us, right? Is that everybody? The comp sci teachers at Skyline, or graphic design, or basically most of the CTE visual arts teachers. So Hendricks, Earthly, myself. I think those are the main ones. Point is, you can use your class experience as professional experience because y'all are still young. You're still in high school. You haven't had the opportunity to actually get this work experience on the level that we have, right? So, this is still compressing. While that's compressing, you can work on your gathering portfolio evidence. Oh, so hold on, sorry. 2 more. I want you to research some local web design postings. I've linked 2 in the Seattle area on Indeed and Glassdoor. Tell me some of the required credentials and how is the pay. It's always important to know. Can your job actually afford your lifestyle? Can you get all your necessities covered while also still having some money to have some fun with? And then 5th and finally, I want you to create a brief plan, whether that is within the next year or other classes you plan to take, college or high school, to keep your web design skills fresh. And then just tell me what the plan is. Okay? Make sense? This is going to be an important document, and the reason I'm having it on Canvas is so that it stays saved in case you need to access it later on. You don't have to go all the way through your Drive or through your OneDrive to find it. So, let's see where we're at with our compression. We're done. We're done compressing. So, perfect timing. Excuse me. Here's my May 2025 folder, benjaminblakeney.zip. You obviously want the one with the big zipper across it. This is, very simply, what you upload to Canvas. So if we go to the modules, oh my gosh. Close these. Let me out of here. Free me. Free me from student view. There we go. Okay. So let's go to web design. And then go to modules. And then there's underneath projects, there is now a final module section for everything that you need to do. Anyways, notebook check May 2025. Now, if you're doing the zip version, you click on upload, and you can either click and find it. It's probably going to be in your, if you click home, after it thinks for a second. It's really thinking about it, man. All right, it's going to be faster to go all the way. Semester 2, web design, admin. Look for the one with the zipper. This guy right here. Mine's still syncing to OneDrive, so it might take a second. But now I can just click and open. That will upload the entire web design notebook check for May as a single file, because it's zipped everything into one sealed backpack or sealed bag, so that it can go all the way up to submission. I saw some hands. Do you guys have questions so far about the process? Yeah, Zahid.
I'm not in secure weeks.
Oh, okay. I'll show you in a second. And I'm recording, so you can see the video in a sec. Okay, that's one way that you could submit your assignment. You're done. And then I'll download all your zips, I'll unzip them, I'll run them, and that's how I will grade your projects. The link deploy GitHub Vercel is easier for me and lets you do faster grades, but this is easier for you. So either are fine. That's why you have the option to do both. Yeah, and I'll leave it at that. So if you want to go the Vercel route, let me show you that real quick, and then you'll have, I'm going to try and finish up by 25:30, give you guys 20 or so minutes to work on your things. If you're going the Vercel route, you need to upload your May project to a GitHub repository. This is something we haven't done in a while. So I'm going to log into my GitHub. You now all have your phones on you, so you don't need to go to the pockets to get a code. I got to get my code real fast. Been trying to reduce my screen time, so my screen time limits on my password app, which is dumb, so I need to fix that here in a sec. There we go. Let me in. It's me, iPhone. You know it's me. Okay, GitHub, and then here's my code. I would recommend, just in general, as a web design practice or as a tech-related practice, that you have as much two-factor authentication as possible. Just in case, because you never know what could happen the way information moves in the modern day. So anyways, point is, we're going to go to My Repositories by clicking on our profile picture, then My Repositories. We're going to need to make one for May real quick by clicking New. Make sure the repository has a name. I'm just going to call it BB for quickness. May 2025 BB. Make sure that you include the README. This is absolutely required. Make sure you include this README. I can't draw a pointer finger real quick, but this face is stoked that you're going to include the README. So check that box. It can either be public or private. Vercel will work either way. Public or private. We're going to create the repository. Okay? Now what we do here is we add our files by clicking Add File and then Upload Files, like so. And this is the one where you want to upload everything except VS Code, Node modules, and Next, I believe, are the three that we skip out. So if we go to our File Explorer here and open our unzipped May folder, the unzipped guy right here, we want to hold Control-A to select everything and uncheck .next, .vscode, and Node modules. Everything else is good to upload because these three are the biggest folders that GitHub does not like when you use the web version. Okay? Uncheck Next, uncheck VS Code, uncheck Node modules. Drag and drop. I'm going to minimize this. Wait for that to finish. All right, 49 files successfully uploaded. I'm going to do my initial commit by clicking Commit Changes. Once it finishes processing, it shouldn't take too long. There we are. So we have my May project all put together inside of my, my new repository. This is the part that you have to do from home still because Vercel is still blocked on the school Wi-Fi. So you have to do the Vercel part from home and I'm going to say it one more time so that you guys definitely hear me. You have to do the Vercel part from home. I'm going to continue with GitHub, since my GitHub and my Vercel are already connected. It's going to think for a sec. It's really going to think for a sec. Let me in. Come on, Vercel, you know it's me. Da-da-da. Bless you. Bink, bink, bink. And even the computers have senioritis. Come on. There we go. Okay, so now I'm in Vercel. I'm going to add a new project at the top right-hand corner here with the white button. Add a new project. Going to import, bless you, the Git repository that I just created. There's May 2025 BB. Import it. I want to make sure that my framework preset is set to Next.js. Next.js. Okay, welcome back. And then I'm going to click deploy once everything is nice and submitted. So we're going to find out real quick if mine is going to work, because I forgot to lint my code before I uploaded to GitHub. So we're about to see if it deploys. Fingers crossed. And this will all be in real time, so you can see exactly the step-by-steps that you need to do from home after I upload this video to your Friday 5:30 agenda post, and it'll also be on my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Oh, man. We'll probably be done right at 8:30. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So do you have it open in VS Code currently? That's probably why. So I would close VS Code because that is hosting the little Java runtime. And then click try again, and it should work. No problem. Yeah, that's an import. Okay, cool. Mine worked. So, hold on, Dayton, one sec. An important thing that Jacob just reminded me of, thank you, Jacob, is if you have your project currently open in VS Code while you're trying to zip it, especially if you have an npm run dev running, it's not going to be happy. So, save all your VS Code stuff, close VS Code, and then try compressing it again. So, my Vercel is deployed. I'm going to continue to dashboard. I'm going to go to the domains right here. Domain says May 2025 bb.vercel.app. Click on that. That's going to show me that my site is functional. It's working. It's on the public net, safe and secure through the Vercel hosting stuff. I'm going to right click. I know you guys know how to copy a link, but that's the link that you copy to submit the URL version if that's the way that you decide to go. So I'm going to go to Friday, May notebook checks. I'm going to make a new attempt here with a web URL, paste it, submit it, and we're done. Those are the two things I need you to accomplish today. Either submitting a zipped notebook check or a Vercel notebook check, and the, where is it? The finals, part 1, gathering portfolio evidence. Two things you need to do today. Okay? Sound good? Thoughts, feelings, concerns? Qualms, beefs, etc.? Okay. Cool. Good luck. I'll be wandering. Jake and I will be able to help you as you need. Yeah, we're almost done, which is crazy. We only got a couple more weeks of school left. So hang in there. Lock in. You're almost done.